Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the application process for flight schools here in Canada, specifically my flight school in Vancouver, Canadian Aviation College. I believe the process is very similar between any flight schools and maybe even between schools in general. So I'm going to share a little bit of my experience when applying for my student visa to come to Canada to become a pilot. So if you're watching this video, you're probably applying or thinking about coming to Canada as a student and you're wondering what's the next step, how should I do it, and how to get started. Before I came here, I got in touch with someone from the school and they kind of guided me through the process because I had no idea how to apply, where and when. And today I'm gonna share with you guys everything I was told when I wanted to apply, so you guys don't have to look for help elsewhere. Some schools charge an application fee. It's a small fee, probably around 250 Canadian dollars. So that's just to avoid people that are not really interested in coming to the school from applying. That 250 bucks goes towards your tuition, so it's not lost money. So once you pay the application fee, the school's gonna send you all the contracts and everything you wanna know about the school. They're also gonna conduct an interview. A lot of people ask me, hey Pedro, I'm having the interview with your school tomorrow, should I prepare? My answer is always, just prepare questions you want to ask them. This interview is just something for you to get to know the school and the school to get to know you. So prepare all the questions you want to know about the training, visa, or anything you might want to know, housing, food, prices, because the school can help you to clear all those questions. After the interview, you're gonna know everything you want to know about the school, they're gonna know where you're from and what your plans are, and they're ready to send you the contract. Once you sign the contract with them and you're ready to pay your first installment, they're gonna send you the letter of acceptance. And the reason why they get a payment before sending out the letter of acceptance is that letter is basically all you need when applying for a student visa. And if they gave this letter of acceptance for free for everyone that says they want to join the college, a lot of people would get the letter, come to Canada and not show up to college. Just use that letter as a mean to get the visa. And that's not something the schools and the government want. So in order to give the letter of acceptance, colleges and schools, they need you to pay the first installment before. The letter of acceptance is one of the main documents when applying for a study visa. On canada.ca you have a list of everything you need to apply for a student visa. Once you complete all the documents and you've done everything, you can submit your applications, and after a while you're gonna be asked to do a medical exam. That medical exam is not an aviation exam, it's just a medical exam for your visa. That being said, they're just gonna check you and see if you don't have any disease they should be aware of and things like that. You also need to give your biometric data to them, so they're gonna get your fingerprints. And that's all done by Canadian Embassy approved places. When I did those things, I was in Manila. I went to a hospital there that was approved by the Canadian Embassy, and I went to an immigration office that Canada does all the biometric data collection. All in all, the visa application is simple. I didn't have any trouble when applying for my visa. Everything was clear in the website. All the documents were there. I just had to download, fill it up and upload them back. And every time there was something they needed from me or just some notifications, they would send me an email so I could check my account. After applying for the visa and doing your medical and biometrics, it might take 1 or 2 months before you get an answer. Once the answer is positive, you're gonna send your passport for them to send your visa. If you get rejected, what happens? Will I lose the money I paid for school? The answer is no. The first installment you paid to get your letter of acceptance, you're gonna get the money back. The contract with school is very clear. They cannot simply steal your money if you get your visa rejected. It's not your fault, it's not their fault either. So they're gonna give you your money back unless you wanna apply again. If you want a second application, they're gonna give you a new letter of acceptance, and the Canadian Embassy will actually let you know why they denied your application, and they will tell you, if you can prove us wrong in this, and that, it's fine, you can come. If you do get rejected, they're gonna let you know why, and you can always apply again. So if you're applying from India or maybe from China and you know that a lot of people also applying, it might be good if you have an agent to help you out in the application. I'm not sure if they have ways of speeding it up, but they might be able to help you in making sure everything in your application is good. They know the process, they've done it 1,000 times. So they won't really miss any important documents, and they're gonna make sure your application is perfect and ready to go, lowering the chances of a rejection. I didn't use an agent, I applied by myself just on my computer and everything worked fine. So I'm not 100% if you need it, but if you want the extra safety, sure, why not, go for it. Once you get your visa, you're ready to come to Canada, and it doesn't really have to be exactly when your class starts. I arrived a week late because my visa took a bit longer than I expected to take, but as soon as I got here, I started to fly, I caught up with classes, and it was fine. If you can arrive 2 or 3 weeks before your classes starts, it might be a good option just so you can get settled in, find a place to live, maybe find a part-time job. Just so you guys remember, students can work up to 20 hours per week while in Canada. That's enough to cover your basic expenses like rent and food, so it might be a good option. When I came to join my school, it was the first time I was ever in Canada, and I wish I had a week before I started school to be able to explore a little bit. So if you can do that, it's nice. I would recommend. If not, no worries. I'm sure while you're studying, you're gonna have some time to go around and explore. Another question I get asked a lot is, do I need an English test before going to Canada? And the answer is, that's something between your country and the Canadian embassy there. If I'm not wrong, applicants from India need Ielts test. I don't know if applicants from Brazil need it, because I applied as a Brazilian from the Philippines and they didn't ask me for it. So I'm not 100% sure if you're gonna need it. That's something the Canadian Embassy decides on their own. One last thing, you don't need an aviation medical exam done before you come to Canada. If you think you have a health issue that might be a problem for your medical exam, then go for it. Try to find a Canadian approved medical examiner in your country and go through the process of getting your medical before coming, just to make sure you're not gonna spend all that money and time getting here and then being rejected from flying. I didn't do an exam before I got here. Maybe I should have, but I didn't think that would be a problem, and it wasn't. But if you have any concerns, if you know you have a condition that might impact your flying, some people tell me that they have scoliosis or they are colorblind and they're not 100% sure they can get their medical exam. Other than that, I don't think it's a must, but it might be good to be on the safe side. If you have any questions about the application or anything about pilot training, just send me a message on Instagram. I'll link it down below. I know most of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned. Next week, another video. And just so you guys remember, this year I'm gonna make a video per week every week. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.